Oh man, Novocaine was a very fun time. Novocaine stars Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid is the son of Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid being the famous for the infamous Jaws 3 movie, and he was also in the DOA remake, which is also pretty fun. He looks just like his father. He really does, especially when he makes certain facial expressions with the little cheekbone pronunciation. He looks like a spitting image of his father when he was younger. And he has a certain shtick about him that I'm starting to notice in more stuff that I've seen with him in it. He does play like a plucky everyman who's got a little bit of a nervous tick. He talks a mile a minute and all that stuff. But he also has a certain aura about him, especially in this movie, where he can actually play something kind of like an action hero type of vibe, a shtick, an action shtick. You know, if Take-Two Entertainment or Rockstar, whoever owns the IP for Max Payne, if they ever thought of making a Max Payne movie, well, for the first part, I think they would need to get Sam Lake on board and license him to make the movie. Yeah, but I definitely would think if they were going to make another Max Payne movie, they were going to make another attempt. You could do worse than picking Jack Quaid to play Max Payne. He does have the face for it, and I definitely think he could be serious for the role. He could play a serious role. I definitely think he's got the vibe about him. He's got the look about him. It's just, I kept thinking about it, and I know that there were headlines all about it when this movie came out. People were thinking about it, and yeah, I agree with those headlines and the memes. Jack Quaid would make a great Max Payne. The movie itself stars a dude with a nerve condition that makes it so that he cannot feel pain. This is a real condition. It's a real condition, and most people who have this condition rarely make it over the age of 25. They cannot feel heat. They cannot feel cold. They cannot feel if they ever got stabbed themselves. They wouldn't feel it. They wouldn't really feel pretty much anything, really. You could stab them in the neck, they wouldn't feel it. You could stab them in the hand with a big knife, and you could see the knife poking out through their hand. They wouldn't feel it at all. They'd look at the knife poking out of their palm, and they wouldn't feel it. They go like, huh. And then they go like, why can't I move my hand anymore? Because you severed the friggin' bone that moves it. But they wouldn't feel it. Some people might say, wow, that's a superpower. You're so lucky you can't feel pain. But no, they have to walk on eggshells their entire life. Because what if they mess something up? And they also can't really, I don't think they can feel when they need to use the bathroom. So they have to keep a clock watch on to make sure when and all that stuff goes on. So they don't actually go. They talk about a lot of these things in the movie. And that's pretty nice. I would prefer, personally, with my personal tastes, I like bad movies, I like shticky movies, I like schlock. I would have liked a movie where they just went full on crazy with the movie and just let him go full crazy. But I can appreciate taking a more of a serious tone with the crazy here. There is plenty of crazy here. There's plenty of fun, kooky moments where this guy gets hit and stabbed and all sorts of things. He doesn't feel any of it, and he keeps talking a mile a minute. There, you could punch him in the face. He doesn't feel the punch. He just keeps talking. And everybody keeps wondering what the heck is going on with this guy. Is he crazy and all that stuff? It's very fun. But you could make it crazier. You could have made it crazier. You could have made it even more wildly entertaining, but I admittedly, I agree that the grounding it a little bit made it more original. Because if you went crazy, it would not be original. If you went even more crazy, it would not be original. It would be fun, but it wouldn't be original. So this is a very interesting film. I watched it front to back. I'd watch it again, and I watched it a third time. I'd watch it a fourth time. Jack Quaid is just a very likable person. He's just very likable. I've seen him plenty of times on the Red Letter Media channel. He frequently shows up on there, and he's very fun to watch there. And I finally can say that, yeah, I get it. I haven't seen The Boys. I don't know if I'll ever watch The Boys. They don't have physical copies of The Boys. It's all on streaming, and I don't like to do that, as you know, or maybe you don't know. I don't like it. I don't like streaming. But if they had ever got a hard copy, if they ever completed The Boys and they released The Boys, the complete series or something like that, maybe I'll look at it then. But from this movie alone, I could say, yeah, I understand Jack Quaid's popularity. I understand it, and I agree with it. This is a fantastic film. You could watch it, and you would do far worse for spending your time watching it. You could do far worse. This is a fantastic run. Although some of the humor may be more subjective, humor is one of the most subjective forms of entertainment. So maybe this style of humor may not make you laugh. So that's the only warning I'd give you. Because other than that, I think this is fantastic.